If you'd like to follow along with the same image, go into your working folder and open up 201_2715581. It's another one of the images from our friends at PhotoSpin. Or I tell you what, you could just open up one of your own and try this. What we're going to look at now is explore another way to use layer masks in a very creative way using gradients. Now remember what a mask does. Black means go away. White means stay in terms of the adjustment. Shades of gray mean, well, depending on the shade of gray, adjust the image accordingly. So in the lesson where we talked about that, we took a guy and we left him in color. If we were doing the same thing, which we're not going to, we could select the dude on the little tiny bike and leave him in color and leave everything else in gray. We're not going to do that though. I'm going to leave the layers panel over here this time, mainly because it gives us more room to look at the entire image. And I'm going to go down to the half moon icon down here, and I'm going to use, let's go threshold. I'm going to move this slider a little bit, just about like that, not a lot. Let's go ahead and collapse that off for now. We have our layer mask right here. What I want to do is use a gradient on the mask, so make sure it's selected. Come over here and go black and white on your colors. Now, if they are not black and white, you can click this little tiny icon right here, or press the letter D on your keyboard, and that will default them. Now, since we are on a mask, white goes to the top, and I want black on the top, so I'm going to press the letter X on my keyboard to reverse the colors, or click that little tiny arrow right there. Pick up your gradient tool. I'm going to come up here and make sure I have, now you may not have all of these, doesn't matter, you will have this one. That's foreground to background color. And then I'm going to choose the linear gradient, which is the first button right here. I'm going to get right about here and drag across. I will hold the Shift key at the same time, so I do a straight line. And what starts happening is we remove the adjustment slowly from left to right. Now we can continue the process until we see what we like. For example, we can get right about here and drag very slowly to about there. Or I could come, say, way down here and just drag at an angle and go up this way. I could go completely opposite and start up here and go down this way. The gradient gives us control of the image in a very soft way. But let's do something else. Let's change to a radial gradient, this button right here. Now remember, drawing with the gradient redraws everything, so we don't have to start from scratch. I'm going to come over to her, get about in the center, like right about here, and drag out. Now remember what you're doing is you're drawing a circle, actually. I'm going to get to about there and let go. And say, well, it's not enough. Well, just try it again. Maybe something like that. You say, well, that's kind of cool. Let's try it on the guy. And come over here and do the same thing. And you say, boy, wouldn't it be cool, because it keeps redrawing, wouldn't it be cool if I could have the guy like that and have another radial gradient for the girl? Do I need to make another adjustment layer here? No. Watch this. Let's get this guy a little bit bigger. So I'm going to start right about on his chest and drag down to about there. Make it a little bit bigger. Now, I want another one on her, but if I draw on her, this one goes away. Yes? Watch this. Change the blending mode. Remember blending modes? Change the blending mode to multiply. Now draw on her, say right about there, and drag down. And now you have two. Now if you Alt-click on the mask, you can see it. When you use the multiply blending mode with the gradient tool, it adds to the mask. If you don't use it, if you use normal, then you only get one at a time. It'll redraw. But in this way, we got actually both of them. Using multiply as a blending mode gave us more control. Gradients themselves are awesome ways to control where the adjustment is.